Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. What's the deal, everybody? It's your boy Mack Malone, the KC journalist. And today I am standing at 1500 North Liberty Street in Independence, Missouri, looking up at a structure that feels like it was plucked straight out of a medieval nightmare and dropped onto the American frontier. And honestly, fam, I feel like I'm standing at the house on Haunted Hill. But a few people with me have already spotted a woman peering out from the top window. I did not see her. As we're walking around here, these shutters that were shut tight, a couple of them are cracked open, and I'm getting crazy chills right now. Goosebumps all over my body. There's definitely a spirit here of some kind or something here. I'm feeling something. Woo!
That shutter was closed, now it's open.
When you came up, the shutters were closed?
Yes. And I was calling her out to show yourself in the name of Jesus. And these shutters are opening, and I swear I saw something in that on this side of this tower.
I personally noticed several shutters crack open that were tight shut when we got here. And there seems to be some energy or something going on. Yet this house is closed today and nobody is inside. Nobody is here. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, this is the Vaile Mansion. And it is a 31-room Second Empire masterpiece that has dominated the skyline since 1881. Even in the daylight, man, this place feels like it's watching you. It really does. As I walk the perimeter of these lush gardens, you can see the sheer scale of what Colonel Harvey Merrick Vaile and his wife Sophia built to announce their arrival from New York. Now, it took 10 years and $150,000. Now, if you're curious, that's about $4 million in today's money to craft these limestone walls. And it was built to be a monument to status, but it ended up as a monument to a curse. Now, as I round these corners and I walk around this house towards the back of the estate and go around the corners, the air is really feeling noticeably heavier. It's hard to reconcile the beauty of this architecture with the social isolation the Vaile's endured. Now, despite having 9 marble fireplaces, hand-painted ceilings, cutting-edge luxuries like indoor flushing toilets, the Vailes were never accepted by the local community. They were the black sheep of the community, even though they were one of the richest. And it's a haunting thought to realize that Sophia Vaile was reportedly never invited to a single home in Independence. The townspeople treated the couple like ghosts long before they actually became them. And the air, like I said, around here is thick and you can just feel it. Now, this home became a fortress of loneliness. It was a gilded cage, and that energy of rejection seems to have seeped into the very foundation. Now, when I stopped and I was looking up at the second floor glass, the atmosphere shifted right away. And the second floor windows were the site of the mansion's darkest hour. Now, shortly after moving in, Harvey was accused of defrauding the U.S. government in the Star Route Mail scandal. Some of you may know about that, some of you may not. I'll probably do a video on it. But while he was in Washington fighting for his reputation and spending $100,000 just to stay out of prison, Sophia was left here alone, and she was battling stomach cancer and crumbling under the weight of public shame. And in 1883, trapped in a swirl of disgrace and pain, she took a fatal overdose of morphine. Now, I'm standing near the spot where a famous macabre legend was born. It was whispered for decades that Harvey was so broken by Sophia's death that he buried her right here in the yard with the glass-topped coffin set flush with the ground, just so he could stare at her. He wanted to stare at her face from the window every day. Now, while we know she's actually at Woodlawn Cemetery, visitors still report seeing the woman in white pacing the second floor hallway. And that's the same female, I guess you can call her a ghost or energy or whatever you want to call her, that my brother Chris and Maria and her dad saw today while they were with me, while we're out here right now. I did not see it. I'm going to be looking for it between now and the time I leave now. Now, after Harvey died of a stroke in 1894, the mansion was stripped of its finery and transformed into a sanitarium for nervous disorders. Looking at those third floor dormers now, those rooms housed patients who were often confined in mental anguish. Paranormal investigators report the shadow of a young man who still stalks those upper rooms. Now, it isn't just visual, you know? It ain't just visual either. People have heard disembodied voices echoing from the 48,000-gallon wine cellar. Picture that. And the heavy, rhythmic thud of phantom footsteps ascending the dark mahogany staircase when the house is completely empty like it is right now. Now, today, the house is painstakingly restored, but the spiritual energy here is nuts. Super nuts. Big super nuts. The volunteers who walk these halls in period costumes often feel like they're sharing the space with something that they can't explain. Moving shadows. There's been reports of the feeling of being watched from the dark corners of the water tank room. And as the sun dips behind the roofline, it casts long, jagged shadows across the grass. And it's clear that no amount of marble or copper can wash away the century of sorrow baked into these stones. The Vaile Mansion is a vessel for trapped energy. That's really what it is. It's a place where the transition from a dream home to a haunted sanitarium feels less like history and more like a lingering, restless presence. You know what I mean? But I'm going to return and do a full inside tour for another video. It's closed today, but I am going to come back and do another one on the inside. But for now, this is your boy, Mack Malone, the KC journalist, signing out. And remember, I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Peace.
Kansas City remembers every word lasts forever. He is the KC trying to lose.